Good morning. Running this morning down at Keesler Air Force Base, Biloxi, Mississippi. I wanted to run on the beach this morning, so I drove down here. Can't see too much because it's so foggy out here this morning. But it's pretty nice. Take my word. It's a good day. Are you on your treadmill right now? Set the treadmill on about 6 or 7. Roll out with me. Somebody laying on the ground. And we're gonna talk in a minute. Just trying to get my breathing together. All right. Yesterday, I was talking to my best friend, Danny Poole, and we were just talking about business and everything. And I was telling him about when I was cutting hair in the barbershop. You know, I left the barbershop because I didn't like the up and down of the money, the uncertainty, and I just feel that I wasn't getting what I expected out of it, mainly money-wise. And I was telling him about how long I cut. He know, but I cut for probably a year after I finished school. And my mentor told me, well, I probably did 2 years. Yeah, right at 2 years. And my mentor was like, of the barbershop that we cut at, his name was DJ. He said, I told him I was thinking about leaving. And he was just saying, man, give it some more time. You know, you just started. You only been cutting for a little over a year. You don't know. You haven't even learned everything yet. So just stick with it. And it's definitely gonna pay off. But I couldn't do that because Duke Energy didn't care about what I had going on. So I ended up leaving, going back to work, and eventually ended back up on active duty with the Army. I can't say I wish I would have stayed because it actually worked out pretty good. You know, it provided stability in my life. But when I was talking to Danny Pooler, he was telling me that he went through the similar situation when he first bought his first truck, driving trucks. And he was to the point where he was spending a lot of money on the truck, wasn't seeing the dividends that he expected. And he was about to throw in the towel. But he decided to stick it out just for a little while longer. Right when he was about to give it up, things suddenly changed for the best. And I'm proud of him because he's been self-employed for over 20 years. And so I guess the moral of the story is sometimes if we work a little bit harder, we'll get the results that we're seeking. But I already felt I was working hard. So what is it, Reggie? What was it that made you walk away? And I can only come up with one word, and that's patience. I lacked patience and discipline. So don't let your lack of patience or discipline prevent you from getting the things you deserve. Well, I hate to say things you deserve, but don't let your lack of discipline or patience deter you from reaching your goals that you've established for yourself. And that's one of the main lessons that I learned by coming back on active duty. Because one thing the military is definitely gonna instill and insist that you always maintain is patience and discipline. So whenever I hang up this uniform for the last time, I think this is what was needed to come back out here, experience a different life, and instill those two qualities. So when I do leave, I'll be prepared for what's next. I heard Shannon Sharp podcast, the Shay, the Shay Room, Shay Club, Club Shay Shay. Yeah, his very first episode, he interviewed his brother Sterling Sharp. And Sterling, his career, even though he had a short career, he had a short Hall of Fame career. Probably deserves to be in Hall of Fame today. And he said something when I first seen it about 2 years ago, and it definitely described me. It said, and I'm just paraphrasing, he said, I may not have always known what my next move would be, but I'm always prepared for what the next move is gonna be. And the thing that inspired that with him is his career ended early from a neck injury. He could have played, he could have continued to play, but if he re-aggravate that neck, then he could end up being in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. And I know exactly how that feels. Yeah, he was prepared for what was next in his life. Because before he came in the NFL, he had his degree from University of South Carolina. And he had also established other businesses that will make him successful even after the NFL. So even though his career ended way earlier than it should have, because of his lack of discipline, because of his discipline and patience, he was already prepared for his next move. My best friend, Danny Pooler, He was already prepared for his next move. So when things aren't going the way you have planned, just continue to work hard and push. But with that hard work, just maintain a level of discipline and patience, and everything will work out.